Hi, Dr. Melody here with Fit+Faith. Happy to be here with you on this Wednesday morning. I'm like, what day of the week is it? Happy Wednesday to you. And so we are going through our faith, fitness, and food devotion. And so, okay, good, volume's down. All right, so happy to be with you. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Teresa. Love to see you ladies here this morning, bright and early. And it is Water Wednesday in our Facebook group. Hey, Sue, good morning. Hey, Laura, good morning. Hey, Jordan, good morning. Love to see all you ladies here this morning. And so go ahead right now, take a second to share, tag, and invite. So share, tag, and invite some other ladies right now, women that may come to your mind right now. You can tag them individually, or you can share this out on your live feed, and then we can have other people joining us and other women getting encouraged, especially by today's message, which is about dreaming. Dream big is what it's called this morning. So let's go ahead and pray, and then hopefully you've done that, and then we'll pray and get started this morning. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for bringing these women together this morning. Thank you for just the community that we have here. Thank you for all of the women, both live and on the replays and on the podcast and everywhere that you are reaching women and you're speaking into their life, God. We thank you so much that you pursue us, that you love us, that you give us what we need. We thank you for community, both online and in person, and for family, all the ways that we just have support and we have beauty surrounding us everywhere we look. May our eyes continue to be open to see what you are doing in our life and in the lives of others so that we can be praising you. We ask, Holy Spirit, that you speak to our hearts this morning with this message about dreaming big, and about not limiting what you can do, God, and not getting lost to doubt or discouragement. And so we just ask that you speak to our hearts with exactly what we need to hear and how that applies to each of us in a different and individual way. We thank you again for this time together this morning. We give this morning to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, ladies. Well, I don't see any comments coming through yet, so I want to make sure that nothing's going funky on my screen here. So if you want to go ahead and comment below, then I can make sure that that's happening. I don't want to miss it. So let me see if I can get it here, just in case, and then we will get started. Let me see, Facebook, there we go. Okay, all right, okay, sounds good. Oh, good, thank you, Jordan, for commenting. All right, I haven't missed anything. You guys just hadn't commented very much yet. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes it doesn't always come through. So good deal. All right. So let's go ahead and get started on Dream Big. This is day 41. Day 41, let me put this up for you real quick. 41, there we go. All right. And our main verse this morning is Proverbs 13:12. Hey, Jamie, good morning as well. Proverbs 13:12, and it says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life." Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. Do you consider the future to be a friend or foe? Do you expect the best, and are you willing to work for it? If so, consider the fact that the Lord does indeed help those who help themselves, and he's especially helpful to those who consult him before they finalize their plans. God's help is always available to those who ask. Our job, of course, is to seek his guidance and his strength as we seek to accomplish his plans for our lives. You know, and I would love to hear your ladies' thoughts. I agree with that statement, and I've heard this before, that God helps those who help themselves, but I disagree with that in a little bit because, man, there's so many instances where God still intervenes and helps even when we're not helping ourselves, right? Can I get an amen on that? And so let me turn my volume down here. There we go. So I understand, that we need to be taking action on our goals, on our plans, on the things that God has for us. We need to be taking action in living a life of discipline for Him and perseverance. But I just don't think that it's always true that God helps those that help themselves, because God is working for us in all things all the time. So even when we are not helping ourselves, God is still for us. God is still working behind the scenes. God is still drawing us to Himself. And so, man, it's just reason to praise Him, right? Because how do the lost get found? They get found when God intervenes, even when they weren't helping themselves, And so I don't feel like that's not, I don't know how to say it properly, but that's not always, or the exclusive way. There we go. That's not the exclusive way that God helps us. Yes, God continues to work in our lives, especially when we ask Him and when we are working for Him. He will continue to guide and direct. But there are so many instances where God helps us even when we're not helping ourselves. And so I just disagree with that statement just a little bit. Jordan says, I feel almost all things are God's will, including our decision to do something. He plays a role in that. Yep, absolutely. And sometimes God's plan lead us on a winding road. Yes, they do. Sometimes God is working for us, just like you said, on a winding road when we don't always see it, and we question and we wonder, God, where are you? And I'm not sure that you're here, and is this really what you want? And we have these questions, but yet He's still, sometimes those winding roads are part of the plan. Jordan says, teaching us valuable lessons, giving us wisdom, and humbling us. Exactly. It says, God's help is always available to those who ask. Our job, of course, is to seek His guidance and His strength as we seek to accomplish His plans for our lives. If you're serious about achieving your fitness goals, remember to enlist God as your partner. Nothing is too difficult for Him, and no dreams are too big for Him, even yours, not even yours. When you do your part, He'll do His part, and great things are bound to happen. So live confidently, plan carefully, pray often, do your best, and leave the rest up to the Creator. You and He working together can move mountains. So I'd love to hear from you. What are some of your dreams? What are some of your dreams? And, how do our dreams play into our health and fitness? Well, sometimes in order to accomplish dreams, a lot of work needs to be done. And so we need to have the right mental space for that to be done. We need to have the building blocks of the discipline in our character and perseverance and these things that we do have to do on our end. Excuse me. And so for your dreams to come true, good health is just going to help you out, right? It's just going to help you out because you're feeling strong, you're feeling, you have enough energy to do it, you're feeding your body properly, you're really protecting your mind. So there's so many different things that our health helps us in pursuing not only our dreams, but just in living the best life that we can, even in the day-to-day. Jordan says, being patient, persevering with faith. Exactly. Persevering with faith. Jordan's dream is to publish a book that you've been working on. Curl, that's awesome. Would love to hear what your book is about. That's beautiful. But what else are your dreams, ladies? Do you have dreams? Or have you kind of let some dreams go and let some dreams die because you don't think that they're possible anymore? Or you've allowed discouragement to get in the way to where you stop pursuing. And so I'd love to hear from you as well if you have those other things to share. Hey, Diana, good morning. Jordan says, and record and share some of the songs I've written and play on my guitar. Girl, that is so beautiful. That's so beautiful. If I think about what some of my dreams are, and I have to admit, I've been in a place of discouragement So this message honestly is speaking to me this morning. But I've been in a place of discouragement lately, and just maybe also in a place of waiting for what the Lord inspires me to do next, type of thing. And but I've been realizing, man, am I also getting discouraged to where I'm letting some of those dreams, no longer desiring to pursue them, or thinking that they're a lost cause so that I shouldn't pursue them. So this message is definitely speaking to me this morning. Some of my dreams, similar to Jordan, are I would love to publish an album one day, of hymns, of singing hymns, and some a cappella and some with, some basic, real simple and beautiful instrumentation, but not crazy overwhelming, just like really beautiful and simple and pure. Would love to record an album for hymns. I love old songs and old hymns, and I know so many people do. That's a dream. And then, just other dreams for Fit+Faith, and other dreams for how I want God to use me in speaking to his women, and traveling and speaking, and all these things. They're dreams in my heart. And so, pursuing those things, but then also making sure that we would just love, that we need to give things over to the Lord as well, and to be in tune with how he's moving things forward and with what season that he's bringing you into. Jordan says, my book is called Under This Old Hat, Stories of My Testimonies, Life Lessons, People You've Come Across, and Ties in Your Childhood and Upbringing. And Laura says she would love that. She would love that too. Laura, are you talking about, I want to make sure, the books? I love these ideas of Jordan's books, or about that album that I would love to make one day. Jamie says, Stein is also to write a book. Fear has stopped me. Oh, I think, Jamie, do you mean mine? Your dream is also to write a book. Fear has stopped you. Oh, thank you, Laura. Yeah, okay, beautiful. I would love to do that too. It would be a chapter series for teen girls who lead the world in a healthy Christian role. That's awesome, Jamie. I love that. I love to hear that. So we have some authors here, some beautiful dreams that God has inspired. And how beautiful is that for us to pursue those things, and to do what we can to make that dream in our heart come alive, And so there's things that we need to do in order to pursue that. But just think right now, if I were to make that album, if Jamie and Jordan were to write those books, who would that be blessing, right? Who would that be speaking to? Who would that be blessing? Hey, Ashley, good morning. And so these dreams, they're beautiful, and I truly feel that God has planted them. And so he gives us free reign and free will for what we're going to do with it. And so moving forward into the dream, but realizing that your health plays a part in your dream, because if you're not healthy, you're not feeding yourself with the right foods, you're not keeping your body strong and active and able, you're not going to have the wherewithal and the mental capacity and the physical stamina and energy to do what it's going to take to get there. So our health plays a role in these dreams coming true. Jamie says, mine is to write a book. Okay, so your book, chapter for teen girls, as girls being raised with Christian values and sharing their values in the regular world. Oh, I love it. And Jordan says, I also dream to have, the admiration of children, and though know that I am imperfect and always will be, learning and gaining wisdom, I dream to be a woman others look up to and pursue in guidance. That's beautiful. I dream to fulfill God's will and gifts he has blessed me with. Exactly. That's so beautiful. Man, I love it. I love that desire to want to be someone that others look up to, and that you can be, honest in your imperfections, and and then just be real, but sharing the wisdom that you've gained and the things that you've gone through. And so we all have so much to share with other people with our life experience, right? So that's just wonderful. So some of these other verses this morning says Romans 8:25 says, but we are hoping for something we do not yet have, and we are waiting for it patiently. Romans 15:13 says, now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you believe in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. 1 Peter 5:6, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. That's been a verse that I have returned to often when I feel like, God, maybe these dreams aren't going to come true, or maybe they're not for me, or maybe they won't happen, or you question and you doubt different things. And so I return to that a lot, that says, humble yourselves under God's hand, that in due time he may exalt you. So he may bring, so these dreams that I have that involve being visible to a lot of people, whether it's through speaking or through, media or whatever, I have to trust that in God's timing, that he will make that happen. Otherwise, we can sometimes get caught in trying on our own, and then we push God out of the picture for what his timing is. So we want to pursue the dreams, but we also need to make sure that we are resting in God's hand so that he is having his way as he prepares the way and leads you. Teresa says, I dream about living long and healthy and enjoying grandbabies. That's beautiful. That's so wonderful. And we need our health to be able to enjoy them, right? To be able to have the energy to play with them and to see them grow and to give them our knowledge and wisdom that you've gained over your years of experience. And so that's a beautiful dream as well. Oh, girl, no worries, Jordan. I totally get it. I do my best to try to figure it out. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So those dreams that you have, because we all have them, we need the vision. We need the vision, and that helps guide our movement forward. And so that's why, by the way, I haven't set a date yet, but I think it's going to be between Christmas and New Year's, that week between Christmas and New Year's. I'm going to do I don't know if it's going to be on live stream. It'll probably be on Zoom so we can have a lot of people together. But I'm going to do an online training for 2019 called 2019 Vision Casting. And so, hey Sue, good morning. So vision casting and goal setting for 2019. And it really goes back to that verse we just said, Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. We need a vision for what we're moving into, for what goals you have, for where you want to go. We need to have the vision, because the vision sets it in your mind and then allows you to more easily move forward into it. And so anyway, I just think that's going to be a really awesome, powerful training to do, where we can sit down and actually make these plans, learn from the past, celebrate the past, what we did in 2018, celebrate those things, but then learn from the other things that maybe didn't go the way we wanted, and how can we create, because God has given us the ability to, how can we create what we're wanting moving forward, and stepping further and further into those dreams and into the health that helps to make those possible. And so that's going to be coming up, and I'll get you more formal details as it gets closer. But that's something that you're going to want to be a part of, especially live. So just know that that's on the horizon. So some other quotes about dreaming big. Jordan says, I dream of being engaged soon and having children of my own, 1 or 2, and adopting a 3rd. Look at you. I pray and sit in God's presence, asking for patience and faith in his plans. Absolutely. Absolutely. About dreaming big, it says, Barbara Johnson says, allow your dreams a place in your prayers and plans. God-given dreams can help you move into the future he is preparing you for. absolutely, or the future that he is preparing for you. Yes, you do have a lot of dreams, Jordan, and I do too, and I love that, and I feel that we need those dreams so that we are still moving forward, pursuing the things that God has put inside of us, right? I think it's beautiful. It keeps you spurred on and moving forward. Max Lucado says, 2 types of voices command your attention today. Negative ones can fill your mind with doubt, bitterness, and fear. Positive ones purvey hope and strength. Which one will you choose to heed? What are the voices that you are listening to today? And like I said, I feel like I've been starting to listen to some of those doubting voices lately. And it's a sad place to be, actually. It's not a pleasant place to be. And so which voices are you listening to? The positive ones of hope and strength and the possibility of what the Lord can do, or the negative ones that fill you with doubt and discouragement and just plant those negative seeds. We don't want to water those seeds. Elizabeth Barrett Browning says, God's gift puts man's best dreams to shame. God's gifts put man's best dreams to shame. God can still do so much more. So all these dreams that we have, God can still do so much more than that. So it's cool to dream, but then to acknowledge and recognize that God has the power to over and abundantly exceed those dreams. Absolutely. Jordan says, Dolly Parton says, dream big or go home. Either way, do it in red shoes. That's funny. I love it, right? Exactly. Do your thing, but be confident in what you are doing. Dream big or go home. Do it in red shoes. That's so funny. John Piper says, the presence of hope in the invincible sovereignty of God drives out fear. Hoping in the invincible sovereignty of God. Laura says, this is so good. Sometimes when you get older, you feel like you don't need to dream so much, but just to live, sure. But living without dreaming is really not living, right, Laura? That's the thing. That's the thing. Living without dreaming is not really living, because our dreams spur us on, and our dreams reignite the hope and the possibility of knowing that God can still move, that you are saying, through my dreams, I'm still keeping that door open to allow God to come in and to do these amazing things. And the excitement of what happens when you pursue them, the new opportunities, the new people you the new people you meet, and new things that come about because you begin pursuing it. And so we don't want to shut God out and say, now that I'm X amount of years old, God can no longer work in my dreams. He can no longer make that happen. That closes the door on what God can do. And so I agree with you. We want to have these dreams. We want to have dreams for ourselves, dreams for our family, dreams for fun, dreams for things that just light you up. I mean, all charities, right? All good work, all charitable work around the world started with someone's dream. And so, like anything, any innovation, any new idea, any new business, any new good cause, it starts with someone's dream, that they wished something could happen, and they pursue making a change, and God begins to work in the midst of that. And so it is so amazing. Jordan says, I feel like dreams are a gift God to all of his children, even the old children. A gift that God gave to all of his children. That's awesome. Absolutely. And it's funny. So then I'm thinking, like, recently, if I'm starting to doubt my own dreams, right? And live in this place of doubt and discouragement, that's not good. And I'm thinking, I'm 36, right? Like, I still have, who knows how many years left? 40, 50? And so if I stop dreaming now, and I stop pursuing dreams now, like, what is that going to be then for the rest of my life? All these additional years that I'm closing off to what God could do if I continue to pursue these ideas and dreams, right? Sue said, so needed to hear this today. Well, that's so good to hear, Sue. I've gotten behind and haven't caught many of the lives. I'm so glad you're here this morning. I needed a message of hope and dreams. I needed this message too. So that is so beautiful. I love when God does that, and I'm glad he brought you to the live stream today. And then let's see. Catherine Marshall says, when the dream of our heart is one that God has planted there, a strange happiness flows into us. At that moment, the spiritual resources of the universe are released to help us. When the dream of our heart is one that God has planted there, a strange happiness flows into us. So cool. Jordan says, persevering with patience has been my biggest lesson from God lately. And no, I do not have children. I am an aunt to many fabulous kiddos. Persevering with patience has been your biggest lesson. That's awesome. Absolutely. I agree with you. I think we all need that for sure. And then our food, fitness, and focus tips for today. Food tip says the less processing, the better, right? Talking about whole foods. Generally speaking, you're better off sticking with fresh, unprocessed foods, not highly processed factory-made foods. I think we all know this. But do we always do it? That's where the rubber meets the road. Jordan says, again, he knows what we are thinking before we do. Yes, I am astonished at how services or our devotionals, services at church or your devotionals always hit the nail on the head with what's going on in your life. That's so awesome. That's definitely the Holy Spirit working in your life, Jordan. I love it. Teresa says, what an amazing message today. And to think how we're tying fitness, faith, and food and our dreams. Exactly. Yeah, it really is beautiful. I think so oftentimes we disassociate fitness and health with literally every other area of our life. We disassociate it with our spiritual life. We disassociate it with God. We disassociate it with church. We disassociate it with anything. It just is like we keep it in its own separate category. But good health literally impacts everything in your life. It literally impacts everything because what you feed your body plays out into how your body feels and into how it affects the way your brain works. Like that's what's so amazing. And so the more fresh and whole foods that we can be eating, the more of God's nutrients we're giving into the body that he created to help it live its best. And then we're in a better place to pursue dreams, right? We're in a better place to be involved in our churches and to just to be involved and happy and thriving in life. And our health plays a role in that, but we often dissociate it with everything else. Jordan says, I am an aunt to 8. Yes. One of which is 22 and I'm only 29. I've been an aunt most of my life. Yep. I love them all like your own. Yeah, exactly. I love being an aunt. And that's why we're not having our Devo tomorrow, because I'm flying out to be with my sister and my niece and nephew for their birthdays. And we're going to have fun parties and there are school performances and church performances and all this adorable stuff. And so good. Yeah, Jordan says, yes, I've never thought of this way until I came across me. Good. So glad I did. It is a game changer. That's beautiful. That is God right there. I love hearing those little things like that, because what's happening here, right? Like literally what's happening right now here in this live stream with Fit+Faith, in our Facebook group, in our lifestyle membership, in all the things that we're doing. It all started as a dream that I had, right? It all started as a dream just over 3 years ago, not quite 3.5 yet. And I never imagined it would be this. I didn't imagine we'd be doing this. And so it's really cool to think that what started as a dream for me, that this is what it has become. And I still have even bigger dreams and goals that I want to see God do. But it is really cool to see how our lives are being touched today because of what started as a dream and an idea. And so God is just truly amazing, the women that he's bringing and how the Holy Spirit is using what we're doing to speak into people's lives. And I love that I get to be a part of it, that we all get to be a part of it in each other's lives. God brought us all together through this. And so it's just so amazing. The fitness tip is don't just watch the game, get out and play. Spending too much time watching sports on TV, find a sport of your own. Any form of exercise will do, and have just as much fun while improving your health. Jordan says, our group is only building God's army. Exactly. I'm so honored to be a part of this group and truly love the uplifting we can all do for one another. Exactly. Oh yeah, so good. Today's focus says, take a few minutes and jot down a few of your biggest dreams. I love that they're talking about this right now, because this is what we will be talking about in that vision casting online workshop that I'm going to do in a few weeks. Good, Jordan, good. And it says, jot down a few of your biggest dreams. Then make it a habit to pray about your hopes and aspirations. When you talk to God about your dreams and seek his guidance, big things will happen. Absolutely. I was doing a devotion yesterday called Experiencing God. I don't know if any of you have done that one by Henry Blackaby, but I'm loving it. And that's specifically what it was talking about yesterday, was when we pray for something, and in our prayer time, when God shows us something, and when we ask for something, he says immediately be on the lookout to see what God may begin doing in that specific area. And so oftentimes we think that when we pray, it's going to take a long time for God to respond and a long time for his answers. And sometimes that's true, but I must tell you that more often than not, I get answers, and so I can relate to what he's saying in this devotion. I see God work like the same day, sometimes even minutes later. And so it's really amazing. So when we are asking God for things, and to say we lay our dreams before him and say, God, this is what I want to see happen. This is what you've planted in my heart. I think it's from you, and I want to see it come to fruition. It's going to give me joy, passion. It's going to bless other people. It's going to be a testimony to who you are and what you do. So when we give those dreams back to God and we say, I want to pursue this, help me with this, and help me in my health so that I can have better health to better pursue this, right? So when we do that, be on the lookout immediately for things that he may begin to do. People, situations, experiences, ideas. Be on the lookout immediately for what he may begin to do. Because in the devotion it was saying this too, oftentimes because we think that it's going to be so far away, this answer or this help or this whatever, we overlook what is actually happening right under our noses. And so when I began to do that, it was amazing. Yeah, just like Jordan says, on a daily basis. And sometimes it shocks me, really? Sometimes I'll barely even get the prayer out, and then an answer comes, or I see something that speaks directly to that. It's so amazing. And so these dreams that we have, ladies, put them before the Lord, ask for his help to begin to pursue them, and then keep your eyes open for something that same day, that same hour, that same week. Be on the lookout to see what God is going to begin to do to bring little pieces of it to you to help you move forward in it. That has exactly been my experience, and it's been incredible and blows my mind sometimes how quickly God responds. But if our eyes are closed to it, or we're not expecting it, then we're not looking around to actually see that he's already beginning to provide the answer. And so it's really amazing. Jordan says, same thing happened to you too. That is so amazing. I love it. So that is what we've got for today, ladies. So Jordan says, you're thinking and asking something, and then you realize your next thought was the answer. Yeah, that's true too. That can be it true. It can be divine inspirations in your mind for what next step to take, or it can be all of a sudden you're out at the store, and then you'll see something that's oh, that could help me move forward, or someone will say something, or you'll meet somebody, just all these different things, right? We can't explain and predict how it's going to happen, But if we lay it before the Lord and we begin to pursue those dreams again, then keep your eyes open for what he begins to do and move immediately and help to guide you. And so God is quick. He's waiting for us to ask, guys. He's waiting for us to ask. And then it's fast. It really, really, really surprises me how fast it is. Sometimes, even a few years ago, things were beginning to happen really, really fast, really quickly with people and with connections and with all these things. And it actually, I found myself pulling back because it was happening so fast. So sometimes we're not even ready for how fast God is ready to move. And so we need to be ready. We need to be ready and ready to say yes, ready to move forward and not be afraid when he begins to pull things together very quickly. It can happen so much quicker than what you anticipated or dreamed or imagined. Jordan says, I'm going to write down all my dreams after this. That's beautiful. Yes, have a blessed day, ladies. Absolutely. I'm so glad. I appreciate all of your chiming in, and it helps for an amazing conversation. So love you all, ladies. Let's go pursue those dreams today. I want to hear about them, and I'll probably put a post up in the Healthy Christian Women group as well. It's also Water Wednesday, so let's get drinking. Get drinking on your water this morning. 100 ounces today is your goal. Yes, Teresa, you're well. Thank you. Safe travel to New Mexico. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I need to go check in for my flight right now. So I'll go to check in, and then I'll travel tomorrow. So I won't be doing devotions tomorrow, but I will see you again on Friday morning, okay? So have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you all, and we'll see you online, okay? Bye, ladies.